time. Oh, I think the candy's running out now, Essie. Oh, thanks, Rita. I'll make some for you, Mother. I want you to try it. You finished the second act, Mrs. Sycamore? What, Rita? I said you finished the second act.
Oh, no. I just got Cynthia entering the monastery.
Oh, she was at the Kit Kat, wasn't she?
Yeah, so she gets tired of the Kit Kat Club and there's this monastery, so she goes there instead.
Oh, did they let her in?
Oh, of course I made a visitor's day, so anyone can come.
Oh.
So she arrives on visitor's day and she just stays.
You mean like for the night?
Oh, yes, she stays for 6 years.
6 years? My, I bet she first that monastery right open.
6 years later.
Mr. Pinner! Yeah! Mr. Pinner, will you bring up one of those new skyrockets, please? I want to show Mr. Sycamore.
Sure!
Come look, Penny. Check out these new firecrackers that was made. We can sell them 10 straight for a set. Listen. Nice, huh?
Yes!
Oh, dear. Were you ever in a monastery?
No, I wasn't. Wait till you check out the new skyrockets. Gold stars and blue stars and then a balloon. Oh, and a balloon! Mr. Pinner, grab the balloon in. Here they are. It costs us 18 cents to make, and we can sell them for 50. How many do you think we can make before the 4th of July, Mr. Pinner?
Oh, well, we've got 2 weeks yet, Ted. When are you going to bring the stuff out to Mount Garden?
Well, pretty soon. You know, we've got a lot of stuff made up and we need a bigger booth this year.
Okay, now look, Mr. Sycamore. I'm afraid the power chamber is too close to the balloon.
Right, but we have the stars and the bombs in between.
But that don't give the balloon time enough. The balloon needs plenty of time.
Well, let's go in the cellar and try it.
All right.
Listen, Penny. If the girl you love entered a monastery, what would you do?
I don't know, Miss Sycamore. It's been so long.
Alex, can we home for dinner, Mrs. Sycamore? What?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I'll set a place for her, but she's only been home a night this week.
Yes, I know.
Oh, Essie's making some mighty fine candy in the kitchen. She's doing something different with coconuts.
Uh-huh, that's nice.
Oh, let's see, a 6. And Pinna. Oh, and Mr. Kalinchkov if he comes. And that makes 8, don't it? Yes, I think I better set her
Reba, you know, I think I'm going to put this play away for a while and go back to the war play.
Oh, I always loved that one, the war play. They'll be better when they're hard and let them try, but I don't know what you think.
Well, they look lovely. What do you call them?
I think I'll call them love trees.
Well, yes, that's nice. I'm going back to the war plays.
Oh, are you, Mother?
Yes, well, I sort of got myself into a monastery and I can't get out.
Oh, that's all right. You'll figure it out. You remember how you got out of that brothel? The snakes look hungry. Did we ever feed them?
What? I don't know. Reba, did you feed the snakes yet?
No. Donald's coming over later, and he always brings flies with him.
Well, just be sure to feed them before Grandpa gets home. You know how fussy he gets about them.
Oh, you bet.
Oh, and can you take Groucho and Harpo into the kitchen with you? Believe I'll have a love.
Mr. Pinner was right about the balloon. It was, too close to the powder.
Would you like a love treat, Father? They're over there on the table.
No thanks, dear. I gotta watch.
I'm going back to the war play. Oh.
Wow, that's nice. Well, we're gonna add red stars after the bomb, and then the balloon. Oh, that's up to tip it.
You know, Mr. Kalinchkov says I'm his most rosy, beautiful.
You would think, with 40 months, one girl. something would happen.
Hey, Essie! Hey!
I like that egg! Did you write it?
No, Beethoven.
It's lovely! Got a lot of glue in it. I made us some cakes this afternoon, Ed.
Yeah?
I was hoping you could take them around tonight.
Alright, now here's the finish. This is me.
Here. Why don't you and Essie have a baby? I was thinking about it just the other day.
I don't know. We could happen if you want us to. How about it, Essie? Do you want to have a baby?
Oh, I don't care. I'm living in Grandpa is.
Well, let's ask him.
Later play. Religious play. Sex play. Oh, I know it's your son.
I was right about the power. Too close to the balloon.
Anything you want for Mr. Pinetta? How about some more calling cards?
Oh, no thanks. That's about the first 1,000.
Well, call somebody, will ya?
All right.
What's for dinner, Reba? I'm ready to print the menu.
Oh, well, let's see, cornflakes, watermelon, oh, some of those candies Essie made, and some kind of meat, I forget.
I think I'll send up the goldfish Cheltenham. You know, I'm gonna be out delivering those candies. I better print out the shipment matter for them.
Well, do you think anybody really reads those things, Ed? Things that you put in the candy boxes. Oh, here it is, the war plate. Poison gas. That must be Donald. Look at Reba's smile.
Boyfriend, huh, Reba?
You know, they're awfully cute, you know, Donald and Reba, sort of like a Blondie and Daphne.
Hello, Reba!
Oh,
Evening, everybody.
Hi, Donald. How have you been?
I'm pretty good, Ed. How are you doing, Sigma?
There. Donald,
Yes.
were you ever in a monastery?
Nope! I'm on relief!
Oh, yes, of course.
Here's a pleasure, Reba. God, I'm on myself today.
you sure did.
I see you've been working with Sycamore.
Yes, indeed, Donald.
How's Grandpa?
Oh, well, he's fine. He's over at Columbia this afternoon, the commencement exercises.
My, years certainly do fly by.
M-E-A-T. Say, what's he building all that time for anyhow?
Well, I don't know. It's just so handy. Right around the corner.
Ah, Donald! Mr. Pinetta and I are going to take the fire and test Mount Vernon in the morning. Could you give us a hand?
Yeah? Only thing is, I can't see no money for it this year. If the government finds out I'm working, they'll get stolen.
Oh. And I just had this wonderful idea to smell the master. I was reading Trotsky. It's yours, isn't it? Yeah, I left it in there.
Who is it?
Trotsky, darling, the Russian Revolution.
Yes.
Anyhow, I thought it was a wonderful fireworks idea. Do you remember the last days of Pompeii?
Yes, Palisades Park. That's Berlina's.
Well, I'm looking at the revolution, a full-hour display.
Hey.
My Paul, that's wonderful.
The red fires, the flags, huh? Sure, the Tsar and the Cossacks.
And the point of the Red Sea?
No, Donald, the Russian Revolution.
Should have been there. That's all I can say is you should have been there.
Was it a nice commencement, Grandpa?
Wonderful, they get better every year. You don't know how lucky you are, you're snakes.
Classes, your Grandpa, how many were there?
Oh, there must have been 2 acres of them, yes sir, and much funnier speeches this year.
If you want to hear some funny speeches, you listen to the FDR and the Fireside Chats.
I'll wait. They'll have them at Columbia.
Donald, will you go get Reba and tell her that Grandpa's home and we won't wait for Alice tonight?
Sure thing. Reba! Grandpa's home! We can have dinner!
Grandpa, we made a fine fireworks today.
Evening, Grandpa.
Even Mr. Bell?
Didn't we make a fine fireworks today, Mr. Pinner?
We certainly did.
Say, I wonder how you think our fireworks have commenced
You take a good commencement order, and it'll drown out a whole carload full of fireworks. And say just as much, too.
Well, don't the graduates ever say anything?
No, they just sit there in their cap and nightgown, get their diplomas, and about 40 years from now suddenly say, "Where am I?"
Hello, Grandpa. Have a nice day.
Hello, have a nice day. Don't take it more full of my greetings. Ooh, and I'll have a tomato too. You know, I could use a couple of these this afternoon.
Father.
No, thank you, dear.
Mother.
No, thank you, dear.
Play something in.
All right.
You know, there was a letter that came for you, Grandpa.
A letter for me? I don't know anyone.
It was for you, though. It had your name on it and everything.
Really? Where is it?
I don't know. Where's that letter that came from Grandpa last week, Mother?
I don't know. I do remember seeing the kittens on it.
Well, who was it from? Did you notice?
Yes, it was on the outside.
Well, who was it?
Oh, the United States government.
Well, I wonder where they went.
There was one before that, too, from the same people, and there's a couple of them.
Well, if any more letters come to me, sure we should give them to me.
Yes, Grandpa.
Well, I think I'll do tomorrow. I think I'll go to Westchester and do a little snake hunting.
God is the state is God.
What's that?
God is the state is God.
Who says that?
Trust me.
Oh, that's all right. I thought you said it.
You know, it's good for printing too. Nice and short. G-O-D space I-S space T-H-E space.
And so, the beautiful princess came into the palace, kissed her mother, and her father, and her grandfather.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandpa. What do you think? They turned into the Sycamore family. Surprise! Oh, Alice, I like it! Do you? It's new, isn't it?
It looks nice in summary.
Oh, where'd you get it? Oh, I took a walk during lunch hour.
You've been taking a lot of walks lately. That's the second new dress this week.
I just like to brighten up the office once in a while. You know I'm known to the K. Francis of Kirby & Co. Well, what's new around here? In the way of plays, snakes, ballet dancing, or fireworks. Father, I bet you've been down that cellar all day.
Huh?
I'm going back to the war play, Alice.
Really? Oh, Ed, play that wonderful Beethoven thing you wrote.
Did you know you can send a letter all the way from Nicaragua now for 2 pesetas? Really?
Kenneth, my virginity is a priceless thing to me.
Listen, people, listen. I'm not home for dinner tonight. A young gentleman is calling. Oh, I really listen.
Isn't that nice?
I did everything I possibly could to keep him from coming, but he's calling for me.
Well, how about the two of you come and stay to dinner?
No. I wanted to take him in easy doses. I tried to prepare him with it, but don't make it any worse than you can help. Don't read him any plays about him. And don't let us make light of him, Grandpa, because I like him. And I wouldn't do any dancing for him, because we're going to the Monte Carlo Ballet tonight.
Can't do anything. Who is he? President of the United States?
No, he's Vice President of Kirby & Co., Mr. Anthony Kirby. The boss's son, just like in the movie. Oh, that explains his dress.
And I've been home to dinner for 3 weeks.
Why? Sherlock Holmes.
Are you going to marry him?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh dear. What time is it?
Oh, well, I don't know. Does anyone have the time?
Mr. DePinna might know. It was about 5 o'clock, a couple of hours ago.
I should know better than to ask you, Pete. Mother, you let me know the minute that he arrives.
Of course, dear.
Yes, I know, but I mean the minute he comes.
Of course, Alice.
Well, be sure. Well, what do you think of that?
She seems to like it, if you ask me.
Oh, I should say so. She's got it found.
You know, I think if they get married, I'll have the wedding right here in this room.
Oh, now wait a minute, Penny. This is the first time he's ever called for the girl.
Huh. Well, you only called for me once.
Yes, but young people are different nowadays.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, look at Edmund. He just came over for dinner once and just stayed.
Anyhow, I think it's wonderful, don't you, Grandpa?
She certainly seems happy about it.
He must be crazy about her. Maybe he's the one who's been taking her on all those walks.
That must mean it. Never mind, Bingo. I'll get it.
Okay, now everyone remember what Alice said. Be very nice to her.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Welcome to our little home.
How do you do?
Oh, come on in, we've been expecting you now. I'm Alice's mother, and this is Alice's grandfather, and her father, and her sister Essie, and her husband, and Carmichael.
Now you know all of us.
Do give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
I'm afraid you must be making a mistake.
Well, how's that?
Card?
Wilbur C. Henderson, Internal Revenue Department.
That's right. Does a Mr. Martin Vanderhoff live here?
Yes, sir, that's me.
Ah, Mr. Vanderhoff, the government wants to talk to you on a little matter of income tax.
Income tax.
Do you mind if I sit down?
No, go right ahead.
Thank you.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby? No, dear, it's not. It's some internal something or other. Pardon me.
Mr. Sycamore! Yes, Mr. DePinna, what is it? He says I'm not going off work. No, not here. Not here. As you can see, Grandpa is busy. Pardon me.
We've written you several letters about this, Mr. Vanderhoff, but have not had any reply.
That's what those letters were.
According to the records, Mr. Vanderhoff, you have never paid an income tax.
That's right.
Why not?
I don't believe it.
Well, you own property, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And you receive a yearly income from it
I do.
of between $3,000 and $4,000 a year.
How about that?
You've been receiving it for years.
I have 1901 if you want the exact date.
Well, the government is only concerned from 1914 on. That's when the income tax started.
Well,
Well, Mr. Vanderhoff, it seems you owe the government 24 years back income tax.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't go back that far. That's outlawed.
So what is your name?
What difference does that make?
Ever filed an income tax return?
No, sir.
And what was your income last year?
$28.50. Right, Bessie?
If you please. Now, Mr. Vanderhoff, you know there is quite a penalty for not filing an income tax return.
Penalty?
Mr. Anderson, let me ask you a question.
Well,
Suppose I were to pay you this money, mind you, I didn't say I was going to. But for the sake of argument, what's the government going to do with it?
how do you mean?
Well, if I go to Macy's and I buy something, there it is, and I can see it. What's the government giving?
Well, the government gives you everything. It protects you.
What from?
Invasion, foreigners that might come over here and try to take everything you've got.
I don't think they're going to do that.
If you didn't pay income tax, they would. How do you think the government gives the army and the navy all those battleships and...
Battleships? The last time we used battleships was the Spanish-American War. What did we get out of that? Cuba. We gave that back. I wouldn't mind paying if it was something sensible.
sensible. Well, what about Congress and the Supreme Court and the President? We've got to pay them now, don't we?
Not with my money, no, sir.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not here to argue with you. All I know is that you haven't paid any income tax, and you've got to pay it.
The government's got to show me.
We don't have to show and interstate commerce and the Constitution.
The Constitution was paid for long ago. And interstate commerce? What is interstate commerce anyhow?
There are 48 states, see? And if there weren't interstate commerce, nothing could get from one state to another, see?
Why not? They got fences?
No! They don't have fences, they have laws! My God, I've never come across anything like this before!
Well, I might pay about $75, but that's all it's worth.
Take every cent of it just like everybody else!
Hey, Essie, listen here now.
And let me tell you something else! You'll go to jail if you don't pay! Do you hear that? That's the law! And if you think you're bigger than the law, you've got another comment! You're better than anybody else! And the sooner you get out of that, the better! You will give the state's government. That's it.
Look out for the sticks!
Jesus!
I like it!
Well, my goodness, he was mad, wasn't he?
Oh, it's not his fault, Betty. The whole thing's just so silly.
Oh. Well, he forgot his hat.
Say, what size is that hat?
7.5.
Just right for me.
Who was that fellow? Anyhow?
Well,
Now that must be Mr. Kirby.
Better make sure this time, darling.
Yes, I will. Good evening.
no one there?
Is this Mr. Anthony Kirby Jr.?
Yes.
Well, do come right in. We've been expecting you. Well, I'm Alice's mother, Mrs. Sycamore, and this is Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore. Oh, and this is her grandfather and her sister Essie and her husband, Ed Carmichael. There! Now you know all of us. Do give me your hat and make yourself right at home.
Well, thank you.
Mother, is that Mr. Kirby? No, yes, dear. It is. He's lovely. I'll be right down. Would you have a seat, Mr. Kirby?
Well, thank you.
I hope not keeping you from dinner.
No! Have a tomato.
Oh, no thanks.
Well, then how about a piece of carrot?
No, thank you.
Mr. Kirby, I forgot to introduce you to Mr. DeVette.
Was I reading about your father in the newspaper? Did he get indicted or something?
Well, hardly that. He just testified before the securities commission.
Yes, I'm sure there was nothing crooked about it, Mr. DePenna. In fact, Alice has often told us what a wonderful man your father is.
Well, I know Father couldn't get along without Alice. I mean, she knows more about the business than any of us.
You're awfully young, aren't you, Mr. Kirby, to be a vice president of a big place like that?
Well, you know what that means, Vice President? All I have is a desk with my name on it.
Well, is that all? Don't you get some salary or something?
Well, a little. More than I'm worth, I'm afraid.
Well, now you're just being honest, Mr. Kirby.
Seems kind of dull to me, Wall Street. Do you like it?
Well, the hours are short, and I haven't been there very long.
Oh, just out of college?
I knocked around for a while first. Just sort of had fun.
Oh, what'd you do? Travel? For a while.
And I went to Cambridge for a year.
England!
That's right.
Say, what's an English commencement like?
Oh, they're very impressive. Very.
They are, huh?
Anyhow, now the fun's over and I'm facing the world.
Yes, well, I suppose you're ready to, settle down and get married.
Oh, come now, Penny. I'm sure Mr. Kirby knows his own mind.
Oh, well, I wasn't making up his mind for him, was I, Mr. Kirby?
Well, that's why I'm right, Mrs. Sycamore.
You see?
Well, you Russ, Mother.
All I mean is that he's bound to get married. Imagine the wrong girl gets him.
Well, here I am. A vision in blue. Apparently you've had time to get well acquainted.
Oh, yes, we were just having a nice chat about love and marriage.
dear, I am so sorry I came down as fast as I could.
Oh, well, I didn't mind in the least.
Damn those flies in the kitchen! Oh, Alice, you look beautiful. Where are you going?
I'm going out, Rita.
Ah, step it, huh?
Oh! We better get going.
All right.
You take me with the perfect smell, but
Half and half, Donald. Naviska. Naviska.
Oh, Mr. Glencoe!
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Grandpa, I brought you a letter from Russia. The second 5-year plan is a failure.
I've been practicing, Mr. Glencoe.
Oh, my little Pavlova.
Please excuse us, Mr. Glencoe.
Oh, my little Alice. I've never seen you look so magnificent.
Thank you, Mr. Glencoe. Tony, this is Mr. Glencoe. Essie's dancing teacher. Mr. Kirby.
How do you do?
How do you?
Yes, well, we're going to Monte Carlo Ballet tonight.
The Monte Carlo Ballet. It's Steve.
Yes, well, goodbye, everybody. Good night.
Oh, good night. I'm so glad I met you all. Goodbye. Carlo Ballet.
Come on, everybody, dinner's ready.
He was a nice fellow.
Oh, yeah, we made such nice memories.
I certainly did, darling.
Oh, he was a very nice young man.
You know, he looks like a cousin of mine.
And they went to the ballet.
You know, I think we may get married. I hope you all right with the snakes argument at night.
Not at the snakes,
Oh,
no.
no, I can go get married in the church.
Well, sir, we've been getting along pretty well for quite a while now. We're certainly much obliged. Remember, all we ask is just go along and be happy in our own sort of way. Of course, we want to keep our health, but as for everything else, we'll leave that to you. Thank you. So the second 5-year plan
I could watch them dance every night of the week. I think they're marvelous.
Well, they are, aren't they? Of course, just walking inside the theater pisses me off, sure.
Well, it's been such a lovely evening, Tony. I hate to have it over.
Oh? Is it over? Well, then I have to go right away.
Not if you want to.
I know.
Would you like a cold drink?
Wonderful.
I'll go see from the icebox. Would you like to come along?
Well, I follow you to the ends of the earth.
Oh, just the kitchen is enough.
Well, I like it. You've done it very simply, haven't you?
Yes, we didn't know whether to go with Empire or Neo-Grecian.
Oh, so you settled for Frigidaire.
Of course. It's easier to live with. It's a good thing you weren't hungry, Mr. K. Oh, we had the icebox with cornflakes. That gives you a rough idea of the sycamores.
Of course, I let these bottle openers from garbage. I never fit up. So it's my best.
I'll take my little glass if you don't mind.
Well, there you are. Foaming beaker.
Anyhow, it's cold.
Now, if you'd be seated, I'd like to offer a toast.
I'm seated.
Miss Sycamore. To you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby. To you.
trade 1 minute of this evening for all the mice in China.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Is there much rice in China?
Oh, terrific. Didn't you read the letter? Well, I suppose I ought to get going.
Is it very late?
It's very, I don't want to go.
I don't want you.
Okay, I'll stand. When do you get your vacation?
The last 2 weeks in August.
I might take mine then too.
Really?
What are you going to do?
I don't know. Haven't thought much about it.
Well, you going away?
I might not. Quite like the city in the summer.
I do too.
But you normally go to Maine, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's. Well, but I'm sure I love the city in the summertime. Oh, you know what I mean, Alice. I would love it if you were there.
I would love it if you were here too, Tony.
Well, you know what you're saying, don't you?
What?
That you'd rather spend the summer with me than anyone else.
Of course I would.
Well, it's true about the summer, right? How would you feel about the winter?
I think that very much.
And then there's spring and autumn. If you could see your way clear about those, Miss Sycamore.
What?
Well, I guess that's the whole year. Haven't forgotten anything, have you?
No.
Wow, that.
Alice, where's that you? I was just.
Hello, Tony. I hope I wasn't interrupting anything.
No!
Mother.
Not at all, Miss Sycamore.
Well, I was just coming down to get my manuscript. Here it is. Sex takes a holiday. Oh, good night, Tony.
Good night, Mrs. Sycamore.
Well, I think you can just call me Penny. Don't you think, Alice? Good night.
What was that?
It's all right, Tony. That's just Father.
Oh. Well, it's time of night, huh?
Any time of night. Any time of day.
You're more beautiful, more lovely, more adorable than anyone else in the whole world.
Don't.
What? My dear, just because your mother's a little... All mothers are like that, Alice. And Penny's a darling. You see, I'm even calling her Penny.
No, Tony, it's just... I should have said this a long time ago. I didn't have the courage. I let myself wait. I love you so.
Darling.
No, wait. I need to make it clear to you. From a whole different kind of world, a whole different kind of people. I don't mean money or socially, that's too silly, but your family and mine, they just wouldn't work, Tony. They just wouldn't work.
She can't dance. That's why they get all that money, because she can't dance.
Well, I don't know about dancing, whatever she does. Oh! Hello! How was the ballet?
It was fun.
It was wonderful.
Hello there.
Hello.
What do you think? Ed and I just saw Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Do you think she can dance, Mr. Kirby?
Why, yes, I always thought so.
Well, what does she do anyhow? Look, you're Fred Astaire and I'm Ginger Rogers!
Please, Elsie. We all think you're a great dancer. Even better than Ginger Rogers, don't we?
I'm just gonna use this for a second.
Please,
If we're putting in here.
But we've been together all evening. Oh, good night, Mr. Kirby.
Well, good night, Mrs. Carmichael.
Good night, Alice. Good night, Essie.
Good night.
Good night.
Essie, did you ask Grandpa about us having a baby?
Oh, yes! He said go right ahead!
didn't mind that. Anyhow, we're not going to be living with your family. It's just you and I.
No. I love them, Tony. I love them. Deeply. Some people could break away, but I just couldn't. I know they do rather strange things, but they're gay and they're funny, and I don't know they have plenty of nobility coming through.
You talk as though only you could understand them. Well, that's not true. Why, every family's got curious little traits. What of it? My father raises orchids at $10,000 a bulb. Is that sensible?
No.
And my mother believes in spiritualism. Why, that's just as bad as your mother writing plays, is it not?
No, Tony. It goes deeper than that. Your mother believes in spiritualism because it's fashionable, and your father raises orchids because he can afford to. My mother writes plays because 8 years ago a typewriter was delivered here by mistake.
Darling, what of it?
And look at Grandpa. 35 years ago, just quit business one day. He went up to his office in the elevator and just came right back down. He just stopped. He could have been a rich man, Tony. He said it took too much time. So for 35 years, all he's done is collected snakes and gone to circuses and commencements. It never occurred to any of them that...
Evening, children. How's the weather?
Lovely, Grandpa.
Well, I'm off. Good night, Mr. Kirby. I've got a date with a policeman on the corner.
Policeman?
Yes, we've got a standing date, 12:30 every night. Known him since he was a boy. He's really a doctor. But after he graduated, he came to me and said, I don't want to be a doctor. I want to be a policeman. Well, I said, you go right ahead and be a policeman, if that's what you want to do. And that's what he did. How do you like my new hat?
It's very nice, Mr. Benroth.
Yeah, I like it. The government gave it to me.
Oh, I didn't know you folks was in here.
It's all right, Tom.
Reba fancies some candy and Oh, there it is. You don't want it, do you?
No, no.
Thanks. Did you have a nice evening?
Yes, Tom.
A nice dinner?
Yes, Tom.
With the ballet? Nice.
Yes, Tom.
That's nice.
Now do you see what I mean? Could you explain Donald to your father? Could you explain Grandpa to your father? You couldn't, Tony. I love you, Tony, but I love them too, Tony. It's not your story.
There's only one thing you said that matters, that makes any sense at all. You love me.
Yes. I know them so well.
Darling, don't you think other people have had the same problem? Everybody's got a family.
Oh, but not like mine.
It doesn't stop people who love each other, darling. And darling, won't you trust me and go on loving me and forget everything else?
How can I?
Because we love each other. You know that. You must know that. Your family wants you to be happy, don't they? They must.
Of course they do, Tony, but they wouldn't change. I wouldn't want them to change.
Well, they wouldn't have to change that. They're charming, lovable people just as they are. Everything will work out. You're worrying about something that may never come up. All that matters right now is that we love each other. That's so, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, then.
Tony.
Now, I'd like to see a little gaiety around here. Young gentlemen calling and getting engaged and everything.
Oh, Tony, what do I say?
Well, first you thank the young man for getting engaged to you.
Thank you, Mr. Kirby.
And
For
then-
being engaged to me.
And then you tell him what it was about him that first took your girlish heart.
It was the back of your head.
Huh?
It wasn't your charm or your money. It was the back of your head. I just liked it.
What happened when I turned around?
Well, I got used to it after a while.
Oh, Alice, this is it. We're pretty lucky, aren't we?
I know I am. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Well, I'm not exactly unlucky myself. Oh, dear. I guess I ought to. Good night, darling. Isn't it wonderful we work in the same office? Otherwise, I'd be hanging around here all day.
Won't it be funny in the office? Come on. Going on. Nothing can happen.
Thank God I'm vice president. I can dictate to you all day. Miss Sycamore, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Oh, Tony, you're such a fool.
Now, why don't you meet me in the drugstore in the morning before you go up to the office? I'll have a million things to say to you.
All right.
And then lunch tomorrow. And then dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, Tony, what will people say?
Well, it's got to come out sometime. In fact, if you know a good reason, I'd like to do a little shouting.
Yes, sir, Mr. DePinna. We did a good night's work.
That's what. 500 blast rifles, 300 little trees in, 8 dozen little kitty bombers.
Pretty good. Why, tell us. You just come in?
No, I've been home for quite a while.
Have a nice evening.
Yes, Father. It was a wonderful evening.
Say, I'd like to take a look at this new red fire. Mr. DePinna, we will turn off the lights, please. I want us to get the full effect.
What, Father?
Look at this new fire. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, Father. Everything's beautiful. That was the most beautiful red fire in the whole world.
All right. I told him you can take your old job.
Well, I'm ready to read the new play anytime you are, Miss Wellington.
Just a minute, dearie. Just a minute.
The only thing is, Miss Wellington, I hope you don't mind my asking, but you don't drink while you're acting, do you? I'm just asking, of course.
I am so glad you brought it up. As soon as a play opens, I never touch a drum. Minute the stage door opens, the ball gets put away until intermission.
Have you been on the stage a long time, Miss Wilson?
All my life, I've played everything. Ever seen Pego My Heart?
Yes.
I saw it too. Good show. My hot night, ain't it?
Would you like to open the window, Miss Wellington?
No, the hell with the weather. Thank you. No!
She's got to come up shooting fight.
Well, we can go upstairs anytime you're ready, Miss Wellington. I thought we'd read the new play upstairs.
All right, dearie. I'm ready. Oh, when I see snakes and start to
Oh, Miss Wellington, but those are real Miss Wellington?
She's out like a light. Better let her sleep it off.
Reba! Miss Wellington just passed out!
good.
Well, do you think she'll be all right?
Yes, but I wouldn't cast her in the religious play. top of the bus, Penny. I think I'd send her the play instead of bring her home to read it.
Ed, I wish you'd stop printing and take those love drinks around. And remember to be back in time for when Mr. Glenchcock comes tonight.
Let's go coming tonight.
Yes, tomorrow night is tonight, but we have to change it on account of Alice.
Oh, that's right. Big doing crowd here tomorrow night.
I'm so nervous that you would think it's me getting engaged instead of Alice.
Oh, I wonder what they'll be like his family. Ed, what are you doing now?
Hey, Penny, did you see the new mascot I made last night? Guess who it is?
Oh, well, don't tell me now, Ed. Give me a minute. Is it Helen Troy?
It's Mrs. Roosevelt.
You know the great thing about McKinnon sets? You can make anything out of them. Last week it was the Empire State Building.
What is it this week?
Queen Mary.
It doesn't have the right hat on.
Mr. DePetto, would you open the door and see if there's a man standing in front of the house?
Why? What for?
Well, for the last 2 days when I've been out delivering candy, I think a man's been following me.
Oh, Ed, you're crazy.
No, I'm not. He follows me and stands and watches the house.
Oh, really? I'll go take a look.
I don't see what anyone would be following you for, Ed.
Oh, but there have been a lot of kidnappings happening in that house.
Yes, but not of Ed.
Well, did you see him?
There's nobody out there at all.
You sure?
I'm positive. I just saw him walk away.
You see?
And it could have been anybody walking along the street. Now, will you hurry up and get back?
Alright.
Want to go down now, Mr. Seymour, finish packing up the firearms?
Yes, of course. We gotta bring him to Mount Vernon in the morning.
Mother? Mother, may I borrow some paper? I'm making out a list for a free buffer tomorrow night.
Of course, dear. Here you are.
Thank you. Oh, dear. What happened to your actress friend? Is she giving a performance?
No, Alice, she's not acting. She's very drunk.
Oh, Essie, you're going to get Ruby the kitchen all day tomorrow, aren't you? Yes, Alice, I was just about to start on some love dreams, so be way ahead. Thanks, dear. Oh, Mother, I'm going to be home around 3 o'clock tomorrow. Load everything down the cellar by the time. The typewriter and the snakes and the xylophone and the printing press.
And Miss Wellington.
And Miss Wellington. That will give me enough time to arrange the flowers and fix the table.
The Kirby is certainly going to get the wrong impression of this house.
You'll do all that, won't you, Mother? Of course, dear. And we better have cocktails ready by 7:15, in case they happen to come a little early. Should I let Rico cook the dinner tomorrow?
There's no reason to worry, Alice. From what I've seen of the boy, I'm sure the Kirbys are very nice people. And if everything isn't so elaborate, that's all right, too.
Oh, darling, I'm not trying to impress them or pretend we're anything that we aren't. I just want everything to go off well.
And there's no reason why it shouldn't.
Yes. We're going to do everything possible to make sure that it's a very nice.
Oh, thank you, darlings. You're the most wonderful family in the whole world. And I'm the happiest girl in the world. I didn't know anyone could be so happy. Why, this past week has felt like floating. Oh, he's so wonderful, Grandpa. Just seeing him, you don't know what it does to me.
Just seeing him for lunch, and for dinner, until 4 o'clock in the morning, and then 9 o'clock the next day, you're at the office. There he is again! Just seeing him, huh?
I don't care. I'm in love. Reba! Reba!
Nice, isn't it? Nice to see her so happy.
Yes. You know, I remember how happy I was when I got engaged to Paul, and you know, I still feel that way.
I know. Nice how Ed and Nancy get along too, isn't it?
And Donald and Reba, even though they're not married. What do you suppose, Mr. DePetto, ought to find anyone?
Well, there's Miss Wellington.
I told her she'd wake up if we're going to finish reading the paper next year.
Mr.
No!
Seymour, look what I found.
Well, it's my painting of you as the disco star. Look, Grandpa.
I remember
was right before I stopped painting. That was 8 years ago.
Too bad you never finished it.
Oh, well, I always intended to finish it, Mr. Dependent. It's just one day I started writing a play, and that's that. I never painted again.
It's a good thing, too. I was going to have to strip next.
Would you have thought? One day I come up with the guys to stay for 8 years.
You know, the milkman was here for 5 before you.
Why did he leave anyhow? I forget.
He didn't leave. He died.
That's right.
It was such a lovely funeral. Do you remember, Grandpa? We never knew his name, so it was kind of hard to get a certificate.
Yeah, what was the name we made up for him anyhow?
Martin Vanderhoff, we gave him your
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yes, and it really was a lovely idea, because otherwise we would have never gotten all those flowers.
Certainly was. And it didn't hurt me. Haven't been bothered with mail anymore. And I haven't made a telephone call from that day to this.
Yes, it really was a wonderful idea.
You know, Miss Sycamore, I really wish you'd finish this. I'd like to have it.
You know what, Mr. Dependent? I think I'll do some work on this. Right tonight!
Say, will you?
Yes, no, I don't think that she's going to wake up anytime soon. And so, Mr. Dependent, you go down into the cellar and you get on your old costume and you bring up the easel. It's still down, isn't it?
I think so.
Where's Bill? Hi.
Naviska! Naviska!
Hello, Mr. Kleinschkoff.
Madame Sycamore, I can meet you. Grandpa, what do you think I should do about Naviska? I keep telling her she'd make a great toe dancer, but she'll have so
No, sir, I can do that, Mr. Klitschkoff. I've got hammer toes.
You can wear dime into the beach shot. A great girl, Grandpa. What is that?
That is a picture of Mr. DePenna Penny painted it.
It's me!
I know. What do you think of that?
What is that?
That is an actress. A friend of Penny's.
She's drunk, no?
She is drunk, yes. How are you, Klitschko?
Magnificent! Life is chasing round inside of me like a squirrel.
Tis, huh? How are things in Russia? Any news from your friend in Moscow?
I had just heard from him. I say for you this time.
Oh, thanks, Klitschko.
They have sent him to Siberia.
They have. How's he like it?
He's escaped. He's escaped again and fled to Moscow. He will get to them if they will not get him yet. The Soviet government. I could take the whole Soviet government.
Sorry, Mr. Klitschkoff, we'll get into my business right away.
Tonight, Pavlova, we will really work. Tonight we will take something new.
Has he making any progress, Klitschko?
Confidentially, she could see.
Well, as long as she's having fun.
You sure do think of Viva Kalimpa. She is laughing her head off in there.
She is a great woman. Tell me, Donald, what do you think of the Soviet government?
What?
That is not my question. What do you think of this government?
Oh, I like it fine. I'm on belief, you know.
Oh, yes, you like that.
Yeah. The only thing is, you gotta go down there every week, and sometimes we just sit in line for nearly half an hour. Government ought to be run better than that, don't you think, Grandpa?
The government ought to stop sending me letters. I'm supposed to report to the United States Marshal's Office Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Take a look.
Ah, income taxes! They have got you, Grandpa.
They want me to pay a lot of money so to keep down the law relief.
You don't say. You get paid from now on?
That's what they want.
You mean I can come here and get it instead of standing in that line?
No, Donald. I'm afraid you're going to have to waste a full half hour of your time every week.
Well, I don't like it. It breaks up my week.
If only he was in Russia when the revolution came. He would have stood in line then. The red line. Oh, what has become of Russia, Grandpa? Think of it. The Grand Duchess. Olga Kushkina. Cousin to the Tsar. He's working in a Chinese restaurant on Times Square. I thought to make beans for her, not but yesterday. Breaks my heart.
The world's not so crazy, Klitschko. It's the people in it. Life's pretty simple if you just relax.
How can you relax in times like these?
People would relax, there wouldn't be times like these. It's just my point. Life's kind of beautiful. You let it come to you. Trouble is, people forget that. I know I did. I got caught up in the thick of it. The fighting, the scratching, the clawing, regular jumping. One day it just kind of struck me. I wasn't having any fun.
So you did what?
Just relaxed. 35 years ago that was. And I have been a happy man ever since. Oh! It's yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Klitschko.
Oh, my little Alice. I have not seen you yet to present my congratulations.
Thank you.
May you be very happy and have many children. It's my prayer for you.
That's quite a thought.
Oh, love. Love is all that is left in the world, Grandpa.
Yes, but there's plenty of that.
Yes, but so strong. They got way too, I tell you.
Well, it's so nice to get into my old writings again. They still look good, don't they?
Yes, indeed.
You are a Prince of Paris, Madame Sycamore.
I didn't know you went to the WPA.
I know, Donald. I used to paint all the time.
It happened again. A man followed me everywhere I went.
Nonsense, Ed. It's just your imagination.
No, it's not. It happens every time I go out to deliver candy.
Maybe he wants a piece of candy.
Alright, you laugh, Grandpa, but he keeps following me.
You do not know what it is to be followed. In Russia, everybody is followed. I was a followed right out of Russia.
See, Ed. It's just your imagination.
There was my sister. Over there.
I can see that.
Ed, for tonight's lesson, we use the first movement of the song.
Mr. Penna, has something happened to your posture these past 8 years?
I don't take it to the upper class.
I'm sorry, Mr. Klitschko, we couldn't have my dance slippers here.
Wear a hot night in Fort Pavlova, but true art is only achieved through perspiration.
Oh, that's lovely, Mr. Klitschko. Did you hear that, Bella? True art is only achieved through perspiration.
Yes, but it helps to have a little talent to go along with it. Only had 2 bullseyes last night. I do better now.
Alright, are you ready? We begin. Pirouette. Pirouette. It's been 80 years, we can do better than this. Pirouette. You know, Grandpa, we cannot relax, we're starting in Russia. He's all relaxed and look what happened to him.
He was too late.
If he had not relaxed, he drowned the Duchess Olga Katrina would not be selling baked beans today.
Mr. Klitschko!
I'm so sorry to go back to the Pirouette. Pirouette.
Stand up straight.
Pirouette. Be free with it. Free. That's free. How about with the music? The music must be free too. No, not slow. Be free. Free.
What about the spirit?
Good evening.
Put love top hat, high up white top, brushing off a tail.
Good evening. How do you do?
We're not too early.
No, come on in. Perfect. We're glad to see you.
Yes, only we thought it was to be tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, perhaps.
What? No, it's perfectly all right. Make yourselves at home.
Tony, how could you have done such a thing?
Well, I don't know.
Really, Tony, this is most embarrassing.
Not at all. We weren't doing a thing.
Now just a quiet evening at home.
That's all. Don't let it bother you. This is Alice's mother, Mrs. Sycamore.
How do you
sister, Mrs. Carmichael. Mr. Carmichael.
Mr. Village-Stuff!
Reba, Donald, and Mr. McKenna.
How do you do?
Don't wear my costume. I can take it right off your head, man.
Mr. McKenna. Please ask Mr. Sycamore to come right up. Tell him that Mr. and Mrs. Kirby are here.
Oh! Make sure to tell him to put his pants on.
All right.
Mrs. Kirby, would you like to have a seat in this comfortable chair?
Thank you. I'll tell Alice that you're, Alice dear, what is it? We come downstairs and have a surprise for you.
Mrs. Kirby, may I do your right?
Oh, well, thank you. If you're perfectly sure that we're not.
They're perfectly harmless, Mrs. Kirby. No reason to be alarmed. And take them to the kitchen.
Thank you. Yes, we're so accustomed to having them around the house, and I hate to choke you, but snakes have
I
to be.
feel very uncomfortable about this, Tony. How could you have done such a thing?
No, I don't know, God. I
It was very careless of you. Very.
Oh, look, anyone can get mixed up now, Mr. Kirby.
Penny, how about some dinner for these folks? They've come for dinner after all.
Oh, please don't bother. We're really not hungry. Oh, it is not a bit of a bother. And will you go get Donald and tell him to run down to the A&P and get half a dozen bottles of beer and some canned salmon. Do you like canned salmon, Mr. Kirby?
Oh, no. All right. I have a little indigestion anyway.
Well, I'm sorry. How about you, Mrs. Kirby? Do you like canned salmon? Oh, I'm very fond of it. We could have frankfurters if you'd rather. Either one will do. Let's do the frankfurters and some canned corn and Campbell soup. You got that?
Okay.
And tell them Kirby. The A&P is just at the corner, and you know the frankfurters, they don't take any time to work.
And this is Alice's father, Mr. Sycamore, Mr. and Mrs. Kirby.
How do you do?
I hope you'll forgive my appearance.
Oh, this is Mr. Sycamore's busiest time of year, right before the 4th of July. He is always... Oh!
Oh, darling, I'm the most stolen person in the world. I thought it was tonight.
Oh, why, Tony, I thought you... I can't imagine why... Have you all met?
Yes, indeed.
How do you feel, Alice? How do you do, Mrs. Kirby? I'm afraid I'm not very presentable.
Oh, darling, you look lovely.
Of course she does. Don't let this bother you, my dear. We've all just met each other one night sooner, that's all.
Of course. Well, but I had such a lovely party planned for tomorrow night.
Well, then we'll come again tomorrow night.
Well, there you are, Alice.
Now, after dinner?
I guess so. It's just that we better see about giving you all something to eat. Oh, that's all been handled, Alice. Oh, yes, that's all been attended to. But Mother, what did you send out for? Mr. Kirby has indigestion. He can only eat certain.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Of course, it's all right, darling.
I asked him what he wanted. Yes.
Now, it's not as serious as all that. It's just a little indigestion.
Perhaps it is not indigestion that you have at all, Mr. Kirby. Perhaps you have the...
Ulcers!
Don't be absurd! Kalashnikov!
You mustn't mind Mr. Kalashnikov, Mr. Kirby. He's Russian. Russians are inclined to look on the dark side.
I ain't Russian, but a friend of mine in Russia just died!
course, that all depends.
But you assume things will continue to improve?
Broadly speaking, yes. As a matter of fact, industry is now running at 64% of full capacity, as opposed to 82% in 1925. Of course, in 1929, there was
There was an old lady from Wheeling who had a remarkable feeling.
That must seem rather strange to you people. She's not quite accountable for her actions. A friend of Mrs. Sycamore came to dinner and was overcome by heat.
Yes. You know, some people feel it more than others. Perhaps I'd better go check on her. Would you excuse me for just one moment? Well, it is very hard, isn't it, Mrs. Kirby? You normally escape almost halfway, don't you? Up in Maine, as a rule. I had to come down this weekend, however, for the flower show.
Oh, Mother wouldn't miss that show for the world. That blue ribbon's the high spot of her year.
It was a garden show, I see.
Yes.
Well, I think she'll be all right. Has Donald come back yet? No, he has not. Well, I'm sure he'll be back at any time now, and I'm afraid you must be starved.
Oh no, quite all right. Hello? What is this? I didn't know you had little children around the house.
No, that's mine.
Well, I suppose every man has his hobbies. Or do you use this as a model of some kind?
No, Mr. Kirby, no, I play with it.
Let's see. Maybe you'd be better off if you had a hobby like that, Dad. Instead of raising orchids.
Oh, do tell us about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. You know some of them take 6 years to grow. Don't they?
Well, yes, indeed. In fact, some take even longer. I have one that I've waited on for
10 years.
10 years now, yes.
You know, I waited on an orchid.
Yes, of course, during that time, it required the most scrupulous of care. In fact, I have this
Donald! Here we are. Did you get everything, Donald?
Yeah. Only thing is, they didn't have any frankfurters. So, I got pickled pig's feet.
Oh, Donald, why don't you bring everything right into the kitchen right away, please? And, Mr. Kirby, why don't you tell everyone all about your orchids? I know they would love to hear it. And excuse me.
Seems like kind of an expensive hobby, raising orchids.
Well, yes, it is. But I believe that if the hobby brings one sufficient pleasures, it's never too expensive.
That's very true.
In fact, I need something to relieve the daily nerve strain. After a week in Wall Street, I'd simply go crazy if I didn't have something like that. Many men I know have yachts for that very reason.
Why not give up Wall Street?
How's that?
I was just joking.
I think it's necessary for everyone to have a hobby. Of course, mine is more than just a hobby, but my great solace is in spiritualism.
Come now, Mrs. Kirby. Now, everyone knows that that's a fake.
To me, spiritualism is... Well, I'd rather not discuss it, Mrs. Sycamore.
Now remember, Penny, you've got 1 or 2 hobbies of your own.
Oh, yes. But not silly.
I don't think it matters what the hobby is. I think the important thing is to have one.
To be ideal, a hobby should improve the body as well as the mind. The Romans were great people. What was their hobby? Wrestling! In wrestling, you have to act fast with the mind and quick with the body.
That's true, although wrestling would not make a very practical hobby for Most of us. I myself would make a very good showing as a wrestler.
You'll make a great wrestler! You are built for it! Look!
Are you alright, Mr. Kirby?
Father, are you alright?
Where
are my glasses?
Here they are. You're Kirby. They're broken.
That is unfortunate, but of course next time you wear the glasses you will not be wrestling now! Mr. Kirby!
I do not intend to wrestle again, Mr. Kalenchkov.
You better sit down, Father.
How could you do such a thing, Kalenchkov? Why didn't anyone stop him?
I think perhaps we better go.
Mother!
Oh. Mrs. Kirby. Please don't go, Mr. Kirby. I ordered you a plain salad and some scrambled eggs, so just please don't go, please.
I am sorry if I've done something wrong. And I apologize.
I am so sorry, Mr. Kirby, if I just figured this one out.
All right.
Of course it's alright. We're not going.
That was my favorite, wasn't
You were talking about your orchids, Mr. Kirby. You raise many different varieties.
I'm afraid I've quite forgotten about my orchids.
it? Oh, I am so sorry, Mr. Kirby.
What did I do? It was so bad! I threw it to the floor!
Please! Oh. Well, I'm sure dinner will be a heavy time all now.
Would you like some candies, Mr. Kirby? I've got some freshly made right here.
My doctors don't permit me to eat candy, thank you.
They're nothing, Mr. Kirby. They're just coconut and rice and marshmallow. Here, you have some. Don't but I just want this else.
Please excuse me. What is it, Reba?
You can fell down the sink.
Makes more quick.
Was there a penny?
Then go along.
Well, all right.
And tell them to move. I'm so sorry for the delay. Dinner will be out any minute.
I've certainly put you people to a lot of trouble with my stupidity.
Not at all.
Look, why don't we play some sort of game on the way?
Oh, that'd be fine.
Mother, I don't think Mr. and Mrs. Kirby.
Russia, I learned this amazing trick with a glass of water!
I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Kirby would love this game. Perfectly. Please.
I'm afraid I'm not very good at games, Mrs. Bickmore.
Oh, well, any fool would play this game, Mr. Kirby. All you need to write your name on this piece of paper. He doesn't want to play. The left. Here you are, Mrs. Kirby. You write your name on this one. Mother, what is this game? Oh, it's a game I used to play in school. It's called Forget Me Not. Here you are, Grandpa. Now, I'm going to call out 5 words, just any 5 words at all, and you're going to write down the first thing that comes to your mind. For example, if I were to say grass, you might put down green, or whatever comes to your mind first, you see? Or I could say table, and you might put down chair. It shows the different reactions people have to this. You see how simple it is, Mr. Kirby?
Oh, come on, Father. Be a sport.
You see, Alice, he does want to play. Yes, but... All right, is everybody ready?
Ready.
All right, remember, you must write down the first thing that comes to your mind. All right? The first word is going to be potatoes. Potatoes. All right. The next one, bathroom. Bathroom. Got it? Already? Last. Mother, this is not exactly what you nonsense, Alice. The words are right. No, Mother, that word is not all right.
I don't know, it seems to me that's a perfectly fair word.
You see? Now you mustn't interrupt the game.
May I have that last word again, please?
Lust, Mr. Kirby.
I got it.
This is quite the game, isn't
All right, next one. Honeymoon. Now, Essie. Honeymoon. And the last word is sex. Mother, sex! Everybody got it? All right. Now, give me your papers. And may I have your name, Mr. Kirby?
it? What happens now?
Oh, well now this is the best part. Now I read your reactions.
Seems like quite the game.
Oh, I knew you'd like it, Mr. Kirby. In fact, I believe that I will read your paper first. Is everybody ready? This is Mr. Kirby's paper. Potatoes, steak. You see, that's very good. You see how the two go together. Steak and potatoes.
I just happened to have found it.
Well, it's very good, Mr. Kirby. Bathroom, toothpaste, yes. Lust, unlawful. Isn't that nice? Honeymoon trip, yes, and sex mail. Oh, of course you are, Mr. Kirby! That is truly a wonderful paper.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's more than just a game. It's an experiment in psychology, isn't it?
Yes, it really shows how the mind works. And now we are going to see how Mrs. Kirby's mind works. Is everybody ready? This is Mrs. Kirby's paper. All right, potatoes, starch. I know exactly what you mean, Mrs. Kirby. And bathroom, Mr. Kirby.
What was that?
Bathroom, Mr. Kirby.
I don't quite follow that idea.
I just thought of you naturally, that's all. After all, you are in there for a good deal, Anthony. Bathing and shaving. Well, you do take a long time.
I wasn't aware I was being selfish in the matter.
Mother, this is a very silly paper. We ought to stop.
Yes.
No. Please go on.
Lust, human.
Human. Really, Miriam?
What I meant, Anthony, was that lust is, after all, a human emotion.
I do not agree with you. Lust is not a human emotion. It is depraved.
Very well, Anthony. I'm wrong.
Really, it's the most pointless game. Why don't we play 20 questions?
Yes.
No. I enjoy this game. What's that next word?
Honeymoon.
Ah, yes. And what was Mrs. Kirby's answer?
Honeymoon don't.
Did you say go?
What I meant, Anthony, was that Hot Springs was not very gay that season. All those old people sitting on porches all afternoon and nothing to do at night.
It was not your reaction at the time, as I recall it.
Father, this is only a game.
Very illuminating game. Go on, Mrs. Singapore.
Well, this one's all right. Sex Wall Street.
What do you mean by that, Miriam?
I don't know what I meant, Anthony. Nothing.
Oh, but you must have meant something, or else you wouldn't have written it down.
It's just the first thing that came into my mind. That's all.
But what does it mean, Sex Wall Street?
Oh, I don't know. It's just that you're always talking about it. Even louder! I don't know what I meant, Anthony. Would you mind terribly, Alice, if we didn't stay for dinner? I'm afraid this game is giving me a headache.
Perhaps we better postpone the dinner.
All right, so come down, won't you?
I'm afraid we have an engagement tomorrow night.
Perhaps we better postpone the whole affair, the hot.
I think we're being very ungracious. Of course we'll stay to dinner. Tonight.
I have a very bad headache, Tony.
Come, Tony, I'm sure everyone will understand.
Well, I don't. I think we ought to stay.
No, Tony.
What?
We were fools, Tony. Mr. Kirby, I won't be in the office tomorrow. I won't be there in afternoon.
Darling, you mustn't mind this.
I see. I'm sorry. Are you ready, Miriam?
Yes, Anthony.
It's been very nice to have met you all.
Yes, lovely.
Are you ready to leave?
Well, no, Father, I'm not.
Very well. Your mother and I will see you at home. Good night.
Good night.
No, everybody stay right where you are. Don't move. Keep your mouth shut, you. Which one is it? This is him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Grandpa, what is it?
This is an hour.
Shut up. What's your name?
Edward Carmichael. I haven't done anything.
You haven't, huh?
This seems rather high-handed of you. What's this all about?
Department of Justice.
Oh, Mr. Sharon.
Hey, what have you done?
I haven't done anything.
What's the boy done, officer?
What is this? What is this all about? That door leading to the cellar?
Yes.
it does. Matt. Jim, Billy.
Yes, sir.
Take a look upstairs and see what you find.
Okay.
Come here, you. You ever seen these before?
They're my circulars.
You print this stuff, huh?
Yes, sir.
And you put them in a box of candy to get them into people's homes?
But I didn't mean it.
You did it, huh? Dynamite the Supreme Court. Dynamite the Capitol. Dynamite the White House. God is the state. The state is God.
But I didn't mean anything. I just like to print. Right, Grandpa?
Now, officer, the government is in no danger of that. Printing is his hobby. That's all. He prints anything.
It does, eh?
Yes, and I have never heard such a
I refuse to stay here with
Keep
my
your
wife.
mouth shut.
Let me get down and get my back.
Shut up. We were right, Chief. They've got enough gunpowder down there to blow up the whole state.
Yes, we only use
Stop stupid! Everybody in this house is under arrest. All of you! Shut up! Shut up, you! Stop it! Stand still! Who is that?
That is my mother.
For appearance in the West Side Court this morning, the defendants, 13 in all, were brought before Judge Callahan and given suspended sentences for manufacturing fireworks without a permit.
Yeah. Kept me in the same cell as a stripteaser from the burlesque show.
I was in the same cell as Mr. Kirby, and my, he was mad.
Oh, Mrs. Kirby and the stripteaser, they were fighting all night.
A whole lot about Mr. Kirby here. Anthony W. Kirby, head of Kirby & Co., 62 Wall Street, who was among those apprehended. Since he was in no way interested in the manufacture of fireworks, however, would not state why he was on the premises of the raid. Anthony was a part of the Union Club, the Rocket Club, the Harvard Club, and the National Geographic Society. Right, he certainly was a joiner.
Yeah, all them rich men are elves or something.
So I guess I ain't gonna marry Alex, huh?
No. And it's a shame too. Alice sure loves that boy. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that food in the kitchen. Ain't gonna be no party tonight, that's for sure.
Ain't gonna eat it anyhow?
Well, I'm cooking it, but they ain't gonna be hungry for it.
I'm hungry.
Well, they ain't. They're also broken up about Alice.
Where's she going? What's she going for anyhow?
I don't know, at the mountains someplace. And she's going, no matter what they say. I know Alice. If she gets that look in her eye,
It's a shame, isn't it?
sure is.
Not even a balloon bird. Sure.
Oh, how's your hand? Is it better?
It's better, but is there a hole way out there?
Yes, in the salad bowl.
Oh, thanks.
she say how long she was going to go?
I don't know if she would say.
Sure is going to be lonesome here in town.
How are you feeling, Mr. Kumar?
I'm alright, Mom. A little upset. Maybe some work will be like
Moving out in quality.
She's going, Penny.
Yes.
No.
I can't help it, Paul. Somehow I feel that it's all her fault.
It's mine, more than yours. All these years I've just been going along, enjoying myself, but maybe I should have been thinking more about Alice.
Don't say that, Paul. You have been a wonderful husband and an even better father.
No,
and-
I haven't. Maybe if I gone ahead and been an architect as no, something Alice could have been proud of. I felt that all last night. With Mr. Kirby.
We've been so happy.
Yes, darling, but maybe it's not enough. I used to think it was, but now I'm always stuck.
What time is she going?
Pretty soon, train leaves 7:30.
Well, only if she'd see Tony, I'm sure that he could persuade her.
She won't, Penny. He's been trying all day.
Well, where is he now?
I don't know. Walking around the block again, anyhow she won't talk to him.
Well, maybe Tony can catch her as
It
she's
won't
leaving.
help, Penny.
No, I don't suppose so. I feel so bad.
Now, Penny, let the girl alone.
But Grandpa,
Suppose she goes to the Adirondacks. She'll be back. There's only so much Adirondacks you can take, and then you come home.
it's all so terrible, Grandpa.
Yes, but it has a bright side, too.
How do you mean?
Well, Mr. Kirby get into the patrol wagon last night. And the expression on his face when he and Donald had to take a bath together. I'll keep watching stuff like that as long as I can drink as long as I can. If I do so, I'll live to be 100.
It was even worse with Mrs. Kirby. When the matron started to strip her, there was this burlesque dancer there who kept singing while Mrs. Kirby undressed.
I bet you Bar Harbor is going to seem pretty dull to the Kirbys this summer. Need any help, Alice?
Alice.
Now, Penny.
I'll bring the big bag down as soon as you're ready, Alice.
Thanks, then. Would you like some candy? You want to put the train ride, Alice?
You know, Alice, you could be just as well here as you could in any mountains. You could just stay right in your room all the time. No. I need to go away from her. I know you won't. You know it. Just have to be by myself for a while. I'll be alright. Bobby, did you phone for a cab?
No, darling, I didn't know you wanted one.
I told Mr. Lieutenant to tell you, Paul, did he tell you?
Oh, he told me. But I forgot.
Oh, I wish I lived in a family that didn't always forget everything. That behaved the way other families do. I'm sick of cornflakes and Donald did everything. Why can't we be like normal people? Roast beef and 2 green vegetables and 20s on the table. In a plate here where your friends are without. I'll see what I can do. Tony? Talk to her, she's in the kitchen.
Thank you. Alice, please, won't you listen to me?
It's no use, Tony.
Come on, at least let me talk to you. You're not being fair.
Where'd we go?
Where'd she go? Upstairs. Oh, she walked out the minute he came in.
And I'm going to Oliver right out of my head. I'm going to smell fishy.
How you feel,
downstairs?
Yes, even my Roman costume.
I told you there's a bright side to everything. All except my 22 years back income tax. I get another letter every day.
Say, what are you gonna do about that, Grandpa?
Well, I kind of have an idea yet. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it anyhow.
What is it?
Well, you see, what I want to do is I'm going to write a letter.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, Mr. Klitschko.
Forgive me, the door was open.
Come on in.
You will excuse my coming in. I realize you were all upset.
That's all right, Mr. Klitschko.
Sorry, Mr. Klitschko, I don't think I can take dance lessons today.
Good.
But do stay at dinner, Mr. Klitschko. We have all that food, and, well, we need some of it.
I'd be happy to, Madame Sigmund.
Fine.
I wonder, though, if I know you well enough to ask of you a great favor.
Why, of course, Mr. Klitschko. What is it?
You've heard me talk about my friend, the Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina.
Yes.
A great woman, the Grand Duchess. Cousin to the Tsar in Russia, but here, she works in a giant restaurant on Times Square.
Yes, I know, and if there's anything at all that we
I tell you, it has been forever since the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina has had a good meal.
She must be kind of hungry.
And today is not only her day off, Thursday, but it's the anniversary of Peter the Great.
That's really a remarkable man.
Oh. Mr. Klitschko, if you mean that you'd like the Grand Duchess to come
In the name of the Grand Duchess, I thank you.
Oh, where is she now? I can go to the
Oh, she's waiting to wake outside.
And your time. Just
You know, if that lady keeps on, I want to live to be 150.
The Grand Duchess, Olga Katrina. Your Highness, allow me to introduce you to Madame Sycamore, Madame Carmichael, Grandpa,
Madame.
Mr. Carmichael, and Mr. Sycamore, and Mr. Pina.
Your Highness. Thank you. You almost got it. Oh, we are honored to receive you, Your Highness. I am most happy to be here. Oh! Well, I'll be very soon, Your Highness, very soon.
Oh, I will not mean to be rude, but I must be back to the restaurant by 8 o'clock. I'm substituting for another waitress.
I will make sure you're on time, Your Highness.
Thank you, Klitschko.
You know, Your Highness, I think you made me at the child's homes. The 72nd Street place.
No, that was my sister.
The Grand Duchess, Natasha.
I work at Times Square.
A lot of folks living over here these days, aren't they?
Oh, yes, many. My uncle's the Grand Duke Sergei. He's the elevator man amazing. He's a very nice man. Then there is my cousin, Brudelis. Will not speak to the rest of us because he works at Hattie Carnegie. He is a lady's underwear.
He was willing to speak to you when he was selling the hot dogs on Coney Island.
Ah, Kaleka, our time is coming. My sister, Natasha, is starting to be a manicurist. Uncle Sergei, they have promised to make floor walker. And next month, I am transferring to Fifth Avenue Charles. From there, it's only one step up Scots. Then let's see what Prince is.
I think you've got him.
You are telling me.
Your Highness, did you know that the Tsar personally?
Of course, he was my cousin. Terrible what happened. Perhaps it was for the best. But I'm doing the job now.
Blavada, this is true.
And poor relations are poor relations. The same in every family. My cousin, the King of Sweden, was very nice to us for about 10 years. Once in a while, he would send the money orders, and he would say, I just cannot go on. I'm not doing so well myself. I do nothing. No,
We'll do everything we can to hurry things right along. Your Highness Essie, why don't you go into the kitchen and see if you can help me about anything?
I will help you, I'm a very good.
Your Highness, no, you take off. I still not mind. That is your kitchen.
Right there, but you're this other Highness, what I love to cook. Come, Fletcher. If there's sour cream and hot cheese, I'll make you some buns.
Come on, sis! Come on! We shall show you something new!
Say, the Duchess is great, isn't she? Excuse me, Duchess! Can I have?
She's got a wonderful face for a mask.
Yes, she truly is a wonderful woman. You know her name.
Wonderful, isn't it? What some people go through and still keep kind of gay, too, isn't it?
Yes. Maybe forget about it.
Yes, I should call that cow, I suppose.
No, Paul, baby, Tony. Yes.
And can you go up and bring my bags down right away?
Don't you do that, Ed.
And please.
All right, bring it down. Did you know that you've got the stubbornest daughter in all 48 states?
That must be the cow.
It is. It certainly is wonderful service.
Good evening.
Is Tony here, Holmes?
Yes, he is. Come right in, Mr. Cook.
How do you do?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tony, I want you to come home. Your mother is very upset.
Okay, Father? Goodbye, Alice.
But
I need not say that this is painful to Mrs. Kirby and myself as it is to you people. I'm sorry. I'm sure you understand.
Yes. And in a way, no. Now, I'm not the kind of person that tries to run other people's lives, but the fact is, Mr. Kirby, I don't think these two young people have got as much sense as you and I do.
Grandpa, can you please not do this?
Just talking to Mr. Kirby, a cat can look at a king, can't it?
Do you want me to do that for you, Alice?
No thanks, Mom.
Yes, but you do have some time before the train leaves.
Hello? Yes? Can I get a cab, 761 Claremont Street, right away, please? Thank you.
Alice.
Are you ready, Tony?
You know, Mr. Kirby, I suppose after last night, you must think this man is kind of crazy.
No, I wouldn't say that, although I am not accustomed to going out for dinner and spending the night in jail.
You have to remember, Mr. Kirby, he came on the wrong night. Now, tonight, I bet nothing will happen at all. Maybe.
I'm afraid it was not merely last night that made Mrs. Kirby and myself realize that this engagement would be unwise.
Father, I can handle my own affairs.
Alice, please. The last time, will you marry me?
No. Father, rest.
Well, no, Alice. He's not.
Alice, you're in love with this boy and you're not going to marry him. You're just wearing the kind of people we are.
Grandpa.
I know you think the two families wouldn't get along. Maybe they wouldn't. But who's to say they're right and we're wrong?
Grandpa, I didn't say that. I only feel
And I feel that Tony is too nice of a boy to bring up 20 years from now with nothing in his life but stocks and bonds.
How's that?
Yes, mixed up and unhappy the way you are.
I beg your pardon, I'm a very happy man.
Are you?
Well, certainly I am.
I don't think so. Where do you get your indigestion from? Happiness? No, sir, you're getting all the time spent doing things you don't want to do.
I do not do anything I do not want to do.
Yes, you do. You said last night at the end of the week of Wall Street, you were pretty near crazy. Why do you keep on doing it?
Why, it's my business. A man cannot simply give up his business.
Why not? You got all the money you need. You can't take it with you.
That's a very easy thing for you to say, Mr. Vanderhoff, but I have spent my whole life building up my business.
And what's it got you? Same kind of mail every morning? Same kind of deals? Same kind of meetings? Same dinners at night? Same indigestion? Where does the fun come in? There ought to be something more, Mr. Kirby. Did you want more when you first started out? We haven't got too much time, you know, any of us.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Live the way you do? Do nothing?
I have a lot of fun. I have time enough for everything. Read. Talk. Visit the zoo now and then. I practice my darts. I even have time to notice when spring comes around. Don't see anybody I don't want to. Don't have 6 hours of things I have to do every day in order to get 1 hour to do what I like in. And I haven't taken bicarbonate soda in 35 years. Now what's the matter with that?
The matter with that? Suppose we all did that. A fine world we live in, everyone would be going to zoos. Don't be ridiculous, Mr. Vanderhoff. Who would do the work?
There's always people that like to work. You can't stop them. Inventions, and they fly the ocean. And there's people that go down to Wall Street, too, because they like it. But what I've seen of you, Mr. Kirby, I don't think you're one of them. I think you're missing something.
I'm not aware I am missing anything.
Neither was I, till I quit. You just go down to that office 9 o'clock sharp, no matter how I felt. Lie awake nights, fear I wouldn't get that contract. I was worried about the world too. Got all worked up whether Cleveland or Blaine would be elected president. Seemed awfully important at the time, but who cares now? What I'm trying to say, Mr. Kirby, is that I have had 35 years that no one can take away from me, no matter what they do to the world, see?
Yes, I do see. And it's a very dangerous philosophy to live by. It's un-American, and it is exactly why I am opposed to this marriage. I do not want Tony to come under its influence.
Oh, what is the matter with it, Father?
The matter? It is downright communism. That's what it is.
Well, you didn't always think so.
I most certainly did. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. You didn't always think so because there was a time when you wanted to be a trapeze artist.
No.
Oh, yes, you did. I came across those letters I wrote your grandfather. You remember those?
No.
Well, it's wonderful, Mr. Kirby. Did you wear tights?
No! The whole thing is absurd. I was 14 years old at the time.
Yes, but at 18, you wanted to be a saxophone player, didn't you?
Tony!
Then at 21, you ran away from home because grandfather wanted you to go into the business. Well, it's all down there in Flaky Point. You didn't always think so.
Well.
I may have had silly notions in my youth, but thank God my father beat them out of me. I went into the business and I forgot about them.
Well, not altogether, Father. There's still a saxophone in the back of your clothes closet.
There is.
That is enough, Tony. We will discuss this later.
No, I want to talk about it now. I think Mr. Vanderhoff is right. I mean, he's dead right. I am never going back to that office. I've always hated it, and I'm not going on with it. And I'll tell you something else. I didn't make a mistake last night. I brought you here on purpose.
Tony! Look for him.
Because I wanted you to see how a real family was. You know, a family that loved and understood each other. Well, you don't understand me. You've never had the time. I'm not going to be making a mistake. I'm clearing out.
Clearing? What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not going to be pushed into the business just because I'm your son. I'm getting out while they're still hot.
But Tony, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a bricklayer. But at least I'll be doing something I want to do.
That's a sleepy cat.
Ask him to wait a minute, Ed.
Crab.
You mind, Alice? You know, Mr. Kirby, I think Tony's going through exactly what you and I did when we were his age. You listen hard enough, I think you can hear yourself saying the same thing to your father 25 years ago. We all did it. We were right. How many of us would settle when we're young for what we eventually get? All those plans you make. What happens to them? It's only a handful of the lucky ones who can even say they came close. So before they clean out that closet, Mr. Kirby, I think I'd get a few good hours of that saxophone.
Oh, I beg your pardon, but before I make the pieces, how many will there be to dinner?
Oh, Your Highness, may I present Mr. Anthony Kirby and Mr. Kirby Jr., the Grand Duchess Olga Katrina.
How's that?
How do you do? Before I make the pieces, how many will there be to dinner?
Oh, I made quite a stack of them, Your Highness. Can't ever tell.
Good. The Tsar always said to me, oh, don't be stingy with the minces.
I'm sorry, who did you say that was?
The Grand Duchess Olga Katrina. She's cooking the dinner. And speaking of dinner, Mr. Kirby, why don't you and Tony both stay?
Oh, please do, Mr. Kirby. We had all that food that we were going to have last night. So of course I mean tonight.
Looks like a pretty good dinner. Give us a chance to get acquainted. Why not stay?
How about it, Polly? While we stay?
Well, you wouldn't mind it. I would like to very much.
Now, if Alice would send away that cab, Mr. Benroth.
Looks like a pretty good crowd, Alice. Don't you think you ought to stay to dinner?
Why not? I'm staying. The families ought to get to know each other, don't you think?
Mr. Kirby. Oh, Tony! Yes! Oh, Grandma, you're so wonderful!
I've been telling you that for years. One for me. The government again!
Now, if you'll step into the office, Miss Sycamore, I'd like to do a little dictating.
I better tell the cat.
Well.
What is it, Grandpa?
The United States government apologizes. I don't owe a nickel. It seems I died 8 years ago. Well, you remember Charlie the Milkman buried under my name?
Yes.
Well, I told them they made a mistake. They said they were sorry, and I might even get a refund.
Oh, Grandpa, you're such an old
Pardon me, how did you say you evaded the attack?
Tonight, my friend, we are going to eat!
Hello there!
How do you do?
Fine, fine, it's good to see you.
What has happened?
He's relaxing. Play something, Ed! Quiet, everybody, quiet. Well, sir, here we are again. We'd like to thank you once more for everything you've done for us. Things seem to be going along fine. Alice is gonna marry Tony, and it looks as if they'll be very happy. Of course, the fireworks blew up, but that was Mr. DePin's fault. Not yours. We've all still got our health. And as far as everything else is concerned, we'll leave that to you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Can we get one more huge round of applause from some amazing cast? Can we also scream loud in Palm Valley for all the amazing technicians? I'm Miss Smiley. We just want to take one moment here. I promise it will be quick. But we have some amazing people here who are going to give a little thanks on behalf of the patrons. We have Melissa and Mike Block.
Mr. Peterson, on behalf of the patrons of the performing arts and the entire cast and crew, we'd like to say thank you for the love, dedication, and passion that you've shown to all of your students for the past 30 years. We'd like to give you a bouquet to show you our love, and with purple, and a scrapbook so that you can always remember this amazing play and your role as Grandpa.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you so much.